Thank you for tuning in to the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. So some of you may or may not know, looking over my videos, I run a DUI, a drunk driving website that is for people to know and understand their rights. A lot of the DUI so-called laws that we have right now are all unconstitutional. And all they do is seek to generate billions of dollars a year. That's all they're there for. They're not to serve and protect anybody or to protect the public at large, right? Just so you understand that. Take my word for it. If not, go and do the research yourself. So we have a story here. A 24-year-old black lady is at a restaurant at night in, I believe, Chicago, and she calls 911 asking for a police escort home. But she then changed her mind, hung up, and the 911 dispatcher called her back and said, "Why do you need an escort home?" And she said, "Well, I've been drinking and there's no taxi cabs available here. They're all busy," she had said. And the dispatcher says, "Wait right there. Somebody will come and talk to you." They arrested her. Instead of escorting her home, they arrested her. This is the police state. It used to be that you got a ride from the police. It used to be that you got a ride, if you were publicly drunk, you got a ride to the drunk tank. They have arrested her and are charging her with falsely summoning a policeman. Falsely summoning a policeman when you've been drinking? How is that false? There is nothing false about it. If I were mayor of that city, I would fire everybody in that police department, completely revamp the police department, and staff it with police that wants to protect the citizens of that city. This woman called in because she could have posed a threat to the public. And instead of them agreeing with her, let me just say, they get money for incarcerating people. The police get money for incarcerating people. They had no intention of protecting the public, of protecting this lady from potentially causing herself harm. They want that money, and that's all this is about. Now, I got this story off of Fox News, and the reporters were laughing. I don't see anything funny about it. This is a complete but the reporters on Fox News, this is the woman and the man and the guy that looks like a Ken doll. They're idiots anyway. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, surprise, I'm not a Republican and I'm not for the established Republican Party, okay? I'm a libertarian. They're idiots on Fox News. These two especially are idiots. They always come out with something, the most demeaning and derogatory stuff. Why in the world would they laugh at this lady? And of course, they show the mugshots of this lady, and I guess the police had told her to take down her hair, so she had her hair in a ponytail, and it told her to take it out, and so her hair is sticking up like she's some sort of witch or something like that. And of course, it's a black lady. They probably took one look at her and said, "Oh, it's a black lady. We can take her to jail, no problem." I hope she has a friggin' dream team like O.J. Simpson crawl inside of their butthole and crawl back out of it with their friggin' gullet in hand. Any judge with some sense would say, why in the world would you arrest this lady when she called you in a drunken state saying she did not want to drive? Does that make sense? Is the alternative to tell her, yes, go ahead and drive, ma'am? Is that the alternative? What's the alternative here? And instead you arrest her? And if they were so bothered, 911 was so bothered and so busy with pressing other 911 calls, how did this guy have the time to call her back? The entire thing is a lie as far as the whole report and blah, 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 blah. And she has posed a threat. Who does she pose a threat to? You can't just call 911. If we can't call 911 in an emergency situation, who can we call? I don't like 911 because I called to report an accident and the lady chewed me out. I said, you know what? This is the first time I ever called 911 and this will be the last time I call. No, it wasn't the first time. Every time I've called 911, a guy had a friggin' Bowie knife when I was a manager of a restaurant and threatened me when I called 911 and the police never showed up. Never. It's a joke. It's all a joke. It's all a joke. I don't know who. The only time that I hear about 911 is when somebody is doing something and 911 persecutes that person. That's it. That's the only time. Do you ever hear about 911 doing something actually good? I'm just saying. This is a horrible story. This is a police state. If you can't call the police and say, you know what, I am drunk, I don't want to crawl in my car, nobody is available to take me home, can you escort me home or whatever? I would encourage citizens, if I were mayor of that city, I would encourage citizens to do that. Right? We don't want that citizen dying, and we don't want that citizen killing people. Right? That's supposedly the whole thought behind DUI laws, right? That's the whole point of it, right? It's all a lie. I'm here to tell you. I run a website on it. It's all a lie. Tell me what you think. Share this video. This is more evidence of the police state. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show.